a frozen forest. Fresh snow dusts the trees. The sniper Irina, her eyes sharp even against the white backdrop, is hunkered down behind a frozen mound. She has only 2 rounds left. Beside her, Svetlana, a medical assistant, shivers, clutching a small sidearm. German soldiers are closing in. Irina fires her final 2 rounds, dropping 2 soldiers. Suddenly, a bullet strikes Irina's thigh. She cries out in pain but refuses to release her rifle. Just then, a German patrol surrounds them completely. Captain Schmidt, a cold and methodical-looking officer, steps forward. He looks at Irina's rifle, then at her face. He gives the order, tie them up. No further damage. These are not soldiers. They are things. Schmidt's final comment is unbearable to Irina. She clenches her jaw and vows that she would rather kill herself than endure torture. She hides a small, final bullet in the seam of her uniform. This is the suicide bullet. Irina is dragged, and Svetlana is marched, a long distance through the snow. Irina fights the pain, but she makes no sound. Along the way, they pass the corpses of other slain Soviet soldiers. Schmidt's mockery and the guards' cruelty solidify Irina's resolve. They are brought to a makeshift German outpost. Their heads are shaved, and they are given coarse, drab clothing. They are confined to separate, dark cells. Irina knows that protections like the Geneva Convention will not apply here. The next day, Schmidt interrogates Irina. He avoids physical force, choosing to play mind games. He reminds Irina of Soviet propaganda that Stalin views captured soldiers as traitors. He tells her, "No one will come for you, Irina. You will die alone here, and Moscow won't even remember you." He asks, "You are Lady Death, aren't you?" Irina remains silent. That night, Irina hears horrifying screams from Svetlana's cell. The screams abruptly stop. The next morning, Svetlana is not brought back to her cell. Irina's heart sinks. Her fears are confirmed. Now her only certainty is her last bullet. She will choose the moment of her own death. 2 nights later, an old, weary German guard named Georg sneaks up to Irina's cell. He whispers and gives her a little water and stale bread. Irina doesn't trust him. Georg whispers that he is trying to deliver something for her. Irina suspects it is a trap. Georg returns the next night. This time he whispers a Russian intelligence code into Irina's ear, a code Irina has never heard, but which she knows is from Moscow. Georg reveals he is no mere guard. He is a communist sleeper agent planted in Germany 20 years ago. Georg discloses that this outpost is not just a torture camp. Captain Schmidt is actually stealing critical war documents and planning to sell them to enemies of the Nazi regime. Georg's mission is to secure these documents, not to save Irina. Irina is shocked by Georg's demand. "Irina, you must lead me to Schmidt's hiding place. And to ensure no suspicion falls and the documents are secured, you must take your own life during the final confrontation." Irina faces a terrible dilemma. The bullet she saved to protect herself must now be used to complete the mission. Irina accepts Georg's plan. She calls for Schmidt and tells him she is Lady Death. She offers to reveal the location of her regiment's secret codes, but only if Schmidt takes her to a secret underground bunker where she claims she hid them. Schmidt is lured by greed. He views these additional codes as a bonus to his plan of stealing the secret documents. Irina and Schmidt enter the bunker. It is an old, cramped space with rusted metal lockers. Georg stands outside as a guard. Schmidt quickly retrieves the documents. Irina realizes he is deliberately checking them before killing her. Just as Schmidt aims the gun at Irina, she glances at Georg from the corner of her eye. Georg suddenly attacks Schmidt. A brutal struggle ensues between the three. Schmidt fights back and badly wounds Georg. Irina knows Georg is dying. Irina breaks free from Schmidt's grasp. She immediately pulls out the small bullet she hid, but instead of using a gun, she throws the small metal bullet with all her might at Schmidt's face. Schmidt is disoriented, crying out in pain. Irina seizes the opportunity, grabs his gun, and shoots him dead. Georg is covered in blood. Irina kneels beside him. With his last breath, Georg whispers, "She wasn't dead, Irina. Svetlana ... She was the main operative. She faked the torture. She needed you to believe you were alone, and that you had only the suicide bullet left. She knew that bullet would be vital to distract Schmidt in the final moment. It was all part of the plan." Irina is stunned. Her friend's horrific screams were just an act, a sacrifice made to compel Irina to complete the mission. Irina takes the documents. She exits the bunker. Outside, the rest of Georg's sleeper cell members are systematically destroying the outpost. From a distance, among the snowy trees, Irina spots a figure. It is Svetlana, wounded but alive. Svetlana, tears in her eyes, gives Irina a silent salute and disappears into the crowd. Irina is alone now. She has broken her vow and survived, but her soul is permanently scarred. She holds the spent casing of that small bullet in her uniform pocket, a reminder of her sacrifice and Svetlana's cess. She moves forward into the freezing forest, toward Moscow, driven by a grim, hard resolve.